Joseph's story is marked by a unique beginning, solidifying him as the favored son of Jacob and setting the course for dramatic turns in his life. As the son of Jacob's old age and born to Rachel, the wife whom Jacob deeply loved, Joseph held a special place in his father's heart. This affection was most clearly expressed through the gift of a multicolored coat, an ornate garment that distinguished Joseph from his brothers. The coat, vibrant and unlike any other, was not merely an article of clothing, but a symbol of Jacob's favor and Joseph's unique status within the family. This explicit act of favoritism did not go unnoticed by Joseph's brothers. In fact, it bred deep feelings of resentment and jealousy. They felt overlooked and marginalized, fostering an environment ripe for conflict. As a young man of 17, Joseph began having dreams that seemed to point to a future of great significance and authority. In his first dream, he and his brothers were binding sheaves of grain in a field. Joseph's sheaf suddenly stood upright, while the sheaves of his brothers gathered around and bowed down to his. The meaning behind this vision was clear. Joseph would one day rise to a position where even his brothers would acknowledge his authority. However, the young Joseph, likely without fully grasping the weight of his revelations, shared the dream openly with his brothers. Their response was swift and bitter. "Are you indeed to reign over us? Are you indeed to rule over us?" they retorted, their jealousy now deepened and mixed with disbelief. Despite their hostile reaction, Joseph experienced a second dream that was even more profound. In this vision, the sun, moon, and 11 stars bowed down to him, representing not just his brothers, but his parents as well. When he shared this dream with his family, even Jacob, who adored him, found the dream unsettling. Jacob rebuked him, questioning, "Shall I and your mother and your brothers indeed come to bow ourselves to the ground before you?" While Joseph's brothers grew increasingly jealous and suspicious, Jacob was more contemplative. He kept the dream in mind, wondering if there might be a deeper meaning hidden in his son's bold claims. The dreams, which were indeed prophetic, pointed to Joseph's future rise to power and prominence. Yet, in sharing these dreams with his family, Joseph unknowingly sowed seeds of resentment that would bear bitter fruit. The animosity among his brothers grew to such an extent that they could not bring themselves to speak kindly to him. Their hearts were hardened by envy, and each passing day only intensified their animosity. The stage was set for betrayal. The dreams that spoke of Joseph's future would also become the catalyst for a chain of events that would ultimately lead him far from his father's home. This betrayal came in the form of a plot by his brothers to rid themselves of Joseph, casting him into an unexpected journey filled with adversity, divine interventions, and opportunities for growth. What began as jealousy over favoritism and youthful dreams would become a story of perseverance, faith, and the unfolding of God's sovereign plan. Through trials and suffering, Joseph's journey was marked by moments that seemed bleak, yet were woven into a greater purpose that none could foresee. The very dreams that had caused strife would one day be fulfilled, changing the fate of Joseph, his brothers, and entire nations. Applications. Avoid favoritism in relationships. Whether at home, work, or within any community, showing unbiased treatment helps maintain harmony and prevents feelings of jealousy and division. Seek wisdom before sharing your dreams. When God imparts a vision or a calling, consider the right time and audience for sharing. Wisdom can protect you from unnecessary conflict and better prepare others to receive the message. Maintain hope amid adversity. Like Joseph, who held on to his dreams even when faced with betrayal, we must trust that God's purposes for our lives will unfold in His timing, despite obstacles. Reflect on how you respond to others' successes. Joseph's brothers teach the consequences of harboring jealousy. Instead, strive to celebrate the successes and dreams of others, recognizing that everyone's path is part of God's larger plan. Keep your heart open to unexpected fulfillment. Just as Jacob kept Joseph's dreams in mind, despite his initial reaction, we should remain open to the ways God's plans might come to pass, often in unexpected ways.